When did you start franchising?
We started franchising in 2018, but very quickly realized we were not franchisors. Stopped franchising after 7 units, built the company until 2021, and then like September of 21 started franchising again.
If you have an existing business that's established, you're doing well, why would someone franchise that business?
I think there's only 2 reasons to franchise. Number 1 is you have a product or a service that is unique. You need to get it to market quickly. And number 2 is you don't know how to grow it on your own. I think the dangerous part is a lot of people franchise because of number 2 without looking into franchising. Candidly, significantly harder than doing it on your own. You have to have something that's unique and there's a reason to get to market fast.
How many locations do you guys currently have?
We are just under 100 open and have a little over 300 closed.
What was your secret to really scaling the business and getting that type of traction?
Good unit economics. I mean, when we started franchising first time, we trusted somebody who said they knew how to franchise. We were wrong. They did not. And our franchisees just weren't doing well. So we invested a little over $4.5 million over the next 2.5 years fixing the business first. So digging really far down, systems, tools, people, process. And then in 21, when we felt like we were ready, our average unit volume was through the roof. Our average return was over 30%. Franchisees were making like a 60% return in year 1. And then in 2021, September 21, we started. Over the next 2.5 years, sold over 300 locations, and then stopped and started actually opening those locations. So that's, I would say, unit economics are everything in franchising.
What would you say is something that you would give your earlier self advice, if you could go back on what you've done a little bit differently?
I believe that you don't hire professional managers to change your business, you hire them to scale it. So one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made is we hire an MBA as a COO or a CFO or whatever the case is and let them change our system instead of hiring them for what they are, which is process people. They're going to scale the system. They're not going to change our system. Your business works because you figured it out. What you want to do is find people who can help you make that bigger and help more than just 10 people, right? You want to get to that 100, 200 level range. It requires systems and tools. That's what professional managers are for. They are not to fix your business.
And were you a little nervous when you started to franchise?
Of course. I would say first we were really excited and then we were really nervous and then we were like, oh my God, what did we do? This is the biggest mistake we ever made. And then when we really started to dig into our franchisees, get to know them, not just somebody who bought a franchise who for that reason, but genuinely, why are they here? What do they want? You start to get, I like to say, you fall in love with the fact that you're helping them. And once you do that, then franchising is amazing.
What type of support do you provide to your franchisees?
I believe in providing full service support. So all the way from how do I generate a lead, all the way down to how do I make sure that I'm maximizing net income. So we support all the way through.
What would you say your goals in the future? Where do you see the business in the next 3 to 4 to 5 years perhaps?
So we've stopped selling new franchises or stopped actively selling new franchises. We still have people who reach out. We have a growing brand, so of course we're going to have leads. My goal has always been we'd like to have 500 locations, but with an average of 100 franchisees, right? So each franchisee owns 5, right? Or that's the average. Some will own 10, some will own 1, but that shows a really healthy system. When franchisees open more and more locations, that means that they're really healthy and they're really excited.